Good morning, Community Church. My name is Karen Butterweck, and I attend the 9:15 service. And I also attend the Tuesday 1 o'clock afternoon Bible studies. And that's what I'm going to share with you today is right now for Advent, we are going through a journey called On the Way to Bethlehem by Rob Fouquet. And I found this a very interesting Advent study. And of course, we're just in the first 2 weeks. But I wanted to share with you about this study because I thought it's a study that can be used year after year, again and again. In the intro of the book, Rob shares about how we prepare for a journey or a trip. We sit down and we think about where we're going to go, how we're going to plan it, what do we all want to see, where we're going to stay, what kind of transportation we need, what are we going to bring. And, we even think about things to bring along in case we run into an unexpected situation. And we find as we're doing this that the anticipation and preparing for our trip and our journey is half the fun. It builds up our excitement for what is it we're going to see? How are we going to experience this? And we build up our hopes. When we do the journey and then we return home, we never come home the same. We've grown from this. And this is what Rob is doing in this Advent study book. He is taking us on a journey. He realizes that our journeys in life shape us. We learn as we go along the way. We oftentimes build new relationships, deepen stronger relationships to those we already have. And in fact, many, many journeys that we do change our lives in some way. He mentions to us that the word journey is used as a metaphor for the spiritual life. From beginning to end in the Bible, there is a collection of many, many journeys. Just to think about a few, Abraham was called from God, and he was set out on a journey for himself and others to go to a new land. Moses led a journey for himself and his people from Egypt to Canaan. The Babylonian time during the exile were impacted a large number of Judeans, and they went on a journey. We hear about the disciples and how they were sent out on a journey spreading the good news about Christ. And then we hear about Paul and the journeys he made many, many places spreading Christianity. Then when we get to Revelations, there's a verse that is just the same as in the book of Isaiah, where we hear about a new heaven and a new earth. So the Bible is leading us on these journeys and teaching us along the way. And we realize that from the book of Revelation, life doesn't end. The journey continues. The adventures await us. And we're looking forward to this new heaven and new earth. We can view Advent as a Christmas journey. And that is what Rob is doing in this book. He's taking us on a reference through using different places in the Bible that related to Christmas. And he takes us on a journey, moving us towards Christmas, preparing our minds, getting our spirituality in check as we get ready and waiting through the Christmas season. We find the meaning of Christmas throughout this journey. the journey itself is the destination. This is the way to Christmas. And the interesting thing is, if we take the same book, the same study, and, think about Advent, every year to us, to each of us individually, the journey through Advent is different. And you think, well, why is that? Why do I feel different this Advent season? Why do I feel different this Christmas? Well, we know. We grow, we change, and as we're growing and are changing and learning through the Bible, our thoughts and our perceptions change. The nice thing of it is, God speaks to us individually where we are, and where we are this Advent season is different than any other Advent in our lives. Another thing he points out to us is that we should also consider sharing our journey in a group. That's what we are doing at Tuesdays at our Bible studies. We are going through this Advent season and this study, and we're sharing with one another how this journey is affecting us. And when you do a sharing like that in a group, it adds to our clarity, it richens our appreciation. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go farther, you go together. You share it with somebody. Rob goes after the introduction. Each chapter is a different place, and each place represents a different part of the journey. And he talks about how that is going to affect our lives. The first chapter he starts out with is in Rome, and he talks about Rome as a place of longing. It shapes the journey of our lives. The second chapter is Jerusalem and the role that waiting plays in our faith. He goes on to Nazareth to reflect on the value of simplicity, and then Bethlehem to teach us humility. And he ends his journey in Persia on the idea of return and the way a journey changes us. Right now, I am very excited to get into the next few weeks and to get into these chapters and discuss it with my friends in the Bible study. And I would like to invite you to consider joining the Tuesday Bible studies, not just for this session, but for continuous, just to come and share with others how your spirituality is changing throughout the Christianity year. In closing, I'd like to share a prayer that Rob has at the end of the introduction. Dear Lord, may we become more aware this season of the journey of our lives. Help us to see and discover you as our guide. As we make our way to Christmas, may we step aside from the daily destination of life to consider where our journey is ultimately taking us and where you want to lead us. Help us to open to sights and stops you want to show us as we go, so that when we arrive at Christmas, we will be at a new starting point of our journey. Amen.